How's everybody doing? It is Saturday, August 17th. It is about, it's just about after 7 p.m. Weird day weather-wise. We were supposed to get this fucking thunderstorm. There was warnings galore today with the weather network. We got brief periods of rain, for like 5 minutes or so. But as you can see behind me, it's pretty sunny as of about 7:04. So, I decided to make a little video, give people an update on YouTube. I want to actually thank everybody for the birthday wishes. My birthday was a few days ago. A lot of people that watch my videos, they reached out to me personally to wish me a happy birthday. So again, guys, thank you very much. A few of you guys actually donated some funds to me so that, I could at least have a meal. So I did. I want to thank everybody for that as well. I appreciate you guys immensely. So again, a lot of people know, that I'm writing a book, and there's a lot of information that I have within just my case, and I don't think a lot of people know. So, for the last little while, a lot of my court documents have actually been stored over at, I'm going to say my brother's place. So in his shed, were the majority of my court documents. Because when I came out here, it was the winter. So I've already survived the winter. Other than, a torrential downpour that we had, hasn't been that bad. But, the winter obviously did cause some damage. I don't know if you can see behind me, but, there's kind of a dip in the tent, and that's because all the poles are broken in the middle. So, if I'm ever to continue doing this, I'd have to get a new tent regardless. There's some tears in it too. They're not meant to be lived in 100%. Especially, buying a tent for like $300. It's a 16 by 10 cabin tent, but, it's got a bunch of tarps underneath to try and protect it from the rain elements, all that stuff. So anyways, I want to show everybody actually the type of documenting and evidence that I do on top of all the videos that I do and the stuff that I've done with the Father's Truth. I've done a lot of documenting, and I have obviously everything that I say, I can back it up with evidence. So I want to show everybody part of the evidence. So like I said, I had this box here that was stored over at my brother's place in his shed. I added to the box because there's, the stuff that was in there was just big binders, and you'll see it in a second. And then I added to it on everything that I basically have as far as, this family court fiasco that I've been, I'm going to say fucking nightmare. And also some criminal evidence as well. And, it's ongoing, obviously, because, we're still, I've shown everybody the evidence on a lot of my past YouTube videos. The constant harassment, getting kicked out of my mother's place because my ex-wife coerced it. This is the type of coercion and manipulation that has just been ongoing ever since I left her, basically, and she can't get over it. So this is some of the evidence. This is, I think, a 1 terabyte hard drive. There's a shit ton of stuff on here. I need power though for that, but I have a lot of stuff that's off of that. It's on laptops already. I got my tablet that there's a bunch of stuff on there, just a couple notebooks that I just recently got actually, so I've been going through them. Here's a laptop actually that was donated to me by a buddy of mine, Keith, out in the Picton area. He donated that laptop to me because this one here, unfortunately, doesn't have Wi-Fi. It's really slow, so he gave me this one while we were organizing the worldwide rally for family law reform that happened on April 24th. So this again is an older laptop that I had. Pretty much I bought this off a marketplace actually when all of this stuff first started, because I knew that I was going to need something to document, so I did. Again, this is just I got a bunch of files and notes and a whole bunch of stuff here. that it has all to do, like witness statements. There's a witness statement right there from a detective in the case, and that actually was like my golden bullet. With the silver bullet bullshit, that was my golden bullet, was that detective's testimony to allegations of sexually assaulting my own daughter. And when my ex-wife realized that she couldn't get away with it, she kind of flipped a switch, and she lost her shit, and it was all documented. But my biggest thing was, why wasn't she held accountable for what happened? Because it was clear, and I have evidence to show that, but it was obviously clear as to what was happening. So anyways, here it is. Here's the whole story. Fucking tons and tons and tons of files, as you can see. They're just everywhere. Evidence, plus, on this phone itself, I got a lot of stuff. So, and that's the thing. Like, it really never ends. The documenting, I've had to do it basically really to protect myself, because I already knew going into this what this was going to be like. A lot of people that watch my videos and know me personally know that I have experience in law. I went to, school to become a paralegal. And, I graduated with distinction. So I was a good student. I knew what I was doing. I worked for a family law office. I seen a lot of shit that, got me actually out of it. And it's situations like this, so just so happens that my situation brought me a little further, because I'm the guy that stood up to it. I'm the guy that they had a publication ban on, but I still continued to raise my voice, and I still had a successful first rally on October 18th of 2019 in front of the Hamilton Family Courthouse. I had a successful rally that day. There was like 50 people that showed up, moms and dads. So, and I had a publication ban on me. So I just had to, kind of bite the bullet on that, because that's what I seen that was lacking in the whole advocacy of everything to do with family law. Is that, yes, there's a lot of advocacy groups out there, but a lot of them are just posting memes. You've never actually really seen their faces, whoever these people are that are running these enormous groups. Some of them have 100,000 something followers, but all they do is post memes. You never really see any real life activity of any sorts. Whereas, with A Father's Truth and what I've done, and then expanded it to A Father's Truth Parental Rights Network, because it really is, yes, it's my truth and it's father's truths all over the place, but I also believe that there's also a mother's side to this as well. And it's really all about parental rights. And in the end of it all, the top thing that we should all be focusing on from start to finish in the end is our kids. And there's nothing wrong with documenting a situation that this is affecting my kids on a daily basis. So again, you've seen all my evidence. It's overwhelming, the amount of shit that I got to deal with. And again, you guys know I've documented a lot of it, and it doesn't stop. This is what happens when you're dealing with a narcissistic person that, once she lost control of a situation back in July of 2019, when she got into this jealous rage and lost control, and then decided the best course of action, because probably somebody told her, if you want to get back at him, do this, which is the silver bullet tactic. And that's to accuse him of false allegations of rape, domestic violence, this and that, and I was completely blown away. And even to this day, like, there, especially the allegation towards my daughter, I can never forgive that. I just can never forgive that. You can do whatever you want to do to me. Obviously, you guys have seen that, I've kind of sacrificed a lot of things. Like I said, I really had to get this rally over with and done with in April. And, regardless if people want to say that it wasn't successful or not, I still truly believe that it was. You know, a lot of people don't realize too that, you know, the week leading up to it, I wasn't even sure where I was going to be that week. It just so happened that I had a couple of my friends reach out to me and, you know, pay for my bus to get there and back. So I went to Ottawa to represent all parents from all over the place, and that's what happened. Parents did show up at their courthouses, not as many as we would have liked, but there was parents all over the world. You know, it wasn't just in Canada or in Ontario or, you know, Saskatchewan. It was everywhere. United States, the United Kingdom, there was some rallies. There was a big rally in Australia, I believe, and there was another one in somewhere else. I think it was Ireland that somebody sent me some pictures. But, you know, one of the things that I had always said anyways is that we needed to stand up more, and that was part of what I was talking about with the whole, you know, that's what I seen lacking. So for me, I defied that publication ban, and obviously doing shit like that, you get yourself on a list. And obviously, you know, when I gave my information basically freely to our government for the April rally, they did their homework on me, and they knew everything about me. They knew exactly what I looked like. You know, they approached me. They didn't even hide this shit. I've told you guys, I've put out a video. Actually, TikTok kicked it off because that's showing too much corruption. I'm even surprised that YouTube still got it on, you know, considering, you know, Trudeau's got this agreement with YouTube and Google, so I'm fucking shocked. But anyways, I'm going to keep making these videos regardless. The truth is going to get out there. Again, I'm hoping to have this book published by the end of this year. I'm going to be looking for some support for that as well. We're probably going to do some pre-sales. You know, I'd like to get at least 1,000 books. That's going to be the goal. 1,000 books covered, you know, for obviously some cost reasons. And then we'll get those books out to everybody, and, you know, hopefully go from there and, you know, make a successful run at this, because this is what's needed, folks. You know, if we're going to get, and especially me now, you know, a lot of you guys know I've been shadow banned on a lot of these platforms. Facebook and Instagram has been ridiculous. You know, there was a time where I was getting thousands upon thousands of views and followers, and it just completely shut down. As soon as I made demands towards our government to make changes to the family law system, boom, I'm shut down. And I'm just I'm a nobody, and I don't try and pretend that I'm somebody I'm not. But I do have people that are somebodies that do support what I do. So, you know, we're going to continue on no matter what, and the story is going to be told with the book. And, you know, along with the book, I am going to entitle it A Father's Truth. And along with the book, you know, I'm going to also be talking about a lot of the fathers that I've come into contact with, and mothers, for that example. You know, I'm opening up this whole door for people to just walk through and not fear it anymore. Because that is the biggest issue that we have, is the fear that this system is going to do to you, right? Because they thrive on the conflict that's already being brought into this system. I was watching a video of mine that I posted years ago, like even before all of this, and that's exactly the same words that I used, was these systems thrive off the conflict that's brought in. Now think about it. The family law system, you're already going in divided. So they're thriving off of that. Think about it, right? They're making money now off of this conflict, which is division. So what are they going to do? They're going to continuously add to this conflict and division so that the dollars keep increasing. And unfortunately, it's our children's lives that they're using as pawns, as bait, whatever you want to call it. That's what's happening. So that's why, for me, I took the stance that I took, because nobody's using my kids as pawns or fucking bait so that they can make money off of this. When I actually desperately tried very hard to keep it out of court, and we did keep it out of court for 2.5 years, until somebody's jealousy and rage got so fucking high that they couldn't just accept, and it was not even the truth that they couldn't accept. Again, it's rage, jealousy. How this guy is still with her, I have no idea. All I can say is that you gotta be a simp, man, not to be able to see this shit, or you're just a simp. But, that was her plan from the get-go. Was, obviously I'm going through a breakup at this point in time. She wants to get back together. That's not fucking happening. I'm just trying to be friendly so that, my kids don't have to go through the bullshit that she constantly was bringing up for, 2.5 years at that point. So then, I get back into that relationship and she loses her goddamn shit. And she tries to create this fucking fantasy world. And that is what I've had to document, is this fantasy world that's been created for the last 5 years plus now. Because that all started on August 6th of 2019. And now we're August 17th of 2024. So I've lost 5 years of my kids' lives. My kids have lost 5 years of their father's lives because of lies. So I think that nobody out there should ever judge a person because of what I've just said, and let them tell the truth about what actually is going on within this family court system, because they know it all. But instead of doing the right thing, they point the finger at me because I'm an advocate, because I do this and I do that, and I call them out and I expose them for what they are. I'm not just one of these talkers that I mentioned before. I actually do what I say that I'm going to do. So again, I'm writing this book. There's tons of information. You guys know that. Even a lot of people that watch my videos, you guys don't know I almost have like 100 of unlisted videos just of different things that I've had to do, or even it's just sometimes like the mental state, you know what I mean? Because fuck, I don't hide anything. This has to be documented properly. You can't sugarcoat this shit. You can't. And again, I hope nobody takes offense to the language, but it just is that's who I am. It is what it is. You just got to get over it. And if you can't, skip through. But you know what they say about people that just, swear, and they're fucking smart. And I am. I just have to document it all because I'm dealing with somebody that obviously now you all know. She doesn't stop. So, I know probably that she's going to kick it up a notch again. That's just what happens. Seems that every time something, I don't know. I don't even know anymore, because it's like David and Goliath. That's what this is. Fuck. She's definitely Goliath, and I got to be David right now. It's, it's enough is enough. You got to slay the beast. So, the truth is that. And the truth is always the truth, no matter what. You don't run from the truth. You don't hide from the truth. You hide from and run from bullshit. And then you continue to live this fantasy life that doesn't exist, because it is the running of your bullshit. That's your life. So I can't do that. And again, my kids are involved, and that's where that line was crossed. So I hope, I hope everybody can get some inspiration from this anyways. It hasn't, you all know it hasn't been easy. I don't always have these videos that, it's still frustrating. Obviously, you can tell in my tone that it's frustrating. But what am I going to do? I got to keep fighting. I can't give up. A lot of people just say, well, you should just, you got to accept it. I'm not going to be that person that just walks away from it. I've come too far now, and you know what they always say is, just before you're about to give up, and I've been close, trust me. You all know, I've been close. But just before you give up is when you start really to rise. And you can rise above everything. Like, I'm proving that, and I've already proven that to myself in the past. So I don't have to prove it to anybody else, because really I've already proven that to myself. The important part is to document this and to show people what happens, but more importantly, to document it so that my kids can see what happens one day. And that's why I do what I do. So I'm going to take off here. I'm going to restoke this fire and get ready for the night. And we'll talk to everybody soon.